As earlier discussed, that we will focus on the practical application. So one of the most important decision or the tool to make decision is to calculate the total risk of the security. In this example, I am considering the data of Allied Bank Limited. I downloaded the monthly data of the Allied Bank Limited from Pakistan stock market. In this course, I will even help my students and learn how to download the data of the given securities, so you would be able to calculate the total risk of the given security. So I'm considering Allied Bank Limited data, monthly data. You can see that the total risk is calculated by using the standard deviation. Standard deviation actually show you the degree of variation in a given security or in a given any data. So you can see if you calculate the total risk of a firm, of a single firm, and only a monthly data, you can see that there is a hell of job is required. Similarly, if you are considering the annual data, if you're considering the data of the, for example, 4 or 5 year, and similarly if you're considering the calculation of total risk of 100 firms, so you can see that it will take a hell of time. It's a hell of job. On the other hand, if you are able to how to do it in Excel, it will take less than a minute. So this is the data of the ABL and ABBET and AWCM. I have downloaded this data from Pakistan Stock Exchange. While this ABC, this is not a real data, but I have generated it. As I told you earlier in video that through Excel we could easily test a different scenario. So let's calculate the total risk of the ABL. So this is the original data of the ABL, and this is the original data of the ABBET, and this is the original data of the third firm. The first step is to calculate the degree of change in a given security at a given time period. So the formula to find out the change or the return is current value divided by the previous value minus 1. Even you can calculate it in another way by writing equal ln current value divided by previous value. Similarly, if I drag this, so now these are the returns of the different firms at a given time period. By clicking double clicking, if you see that we have calculated the total returns of each firm on a given time period. If you can see that in company ABC there is no degree of there is no variation in a given security. You see the share price is 100, 100, 100. Again, I repeat that this is not a practical, this is not an example from a real life. This is just to make you able to understand the scenario. Now, how to calculate the total risk of ABL? So write equal STDEV. STDEV is a function that is used to measure the total, to measure the standard deviation of a given data. So we are using the standard deviation tool to measure the total risk. So can select the area and press the enter. Now this is the how you have considered the total risk of the ABL. If you are calculating it manually, it takes enough time, and if you are calculating the total risk for different firms, it will take a multiple time. But in MS Excel, you can see you simply drag it and it shows the total risk of the ABBET, the third security, and the fourth security, that is the ABC. As I earlier discussed, is if you are interested to see it in a percentage form, so click this percentage sign. You can see that the total risk of a ABL is 2.46% and ABBET is 1.16%, while the total risk of the ABC is 0%. As I earlier told you that the standard deviation is used to measure the degree of variation. Well, you can see that in the firm AABC there is no any variation in the data, means there is no risk in the particular firm. Therefore the total risk of the ABC is 0%. Hope you understand.